The most awaited movie of this year in Bollywood, JAWAN. What is Shahrukh Khan going to bring after a massive success of Pathaan? And will it beat the record of the recent success of Gadar 2? So many questions. What is the story? What about the collaboration with the South director Atlee, Nayanthara, Vijay Setupathi, Deepika cameo, Sanjay Dutt cameo, potential Talapati Vijay cameo, Allu Arjun cameo, maybe even a Salman Khan cameo, Anirudh musical. Oh my god, so much hype. But has it lived up to the expectations? This review is going to have spoilers from the movie, so if you haven't watched the movie, I suggest you do not watch the video after this. Let's begin. JAWAN. Now you know the whole star cast, the director, the musician, you know all the hype built around it. It had been delayed. It was supposed to be releasing in the first week of June, and it had been delayed to first week of September due to the VFX and all. So these are the facts of the movie JAWAN. Now let's go from the first half of the film. The introduction and the beginning few minutes of the film and an introduction scene of Shahrukh Khan himself is probably the best, one of the best introduction scenes I've seen. The way it's shot, how cinematic it is, the aesthetic appeal to it. It is a treat to watch. The entry of Shahrukh Khan, as you say, the entry of the star is hysterical. It's massy, it's pure cinematic brilliance. It was quality. It keeps you, the whole tone of the film is set right after that. You want to know what's going to happen next, what's going to happen next, what's going to happen next. That was probably my favorite part of the whole film. It was amazingly shot. The background music was really good throughout the film. Could have been better. I expected more from Anirudh, but more to that on my final thoughts later on. The introduction shot and the beginning was terrific. The whole film in the first half it keeps you invested into it. The backstories, certain backstories like the farmer's backstory, the farmer's suicide backstory, the hospital story, everything keeps you engaged. The problem that arises is that Shah Rukh Khan is the young version, is also the love interest of Nayanthara, who's actually the police trying to catch Shah Rukh Khan as the vigilante himself. So that chase around in the first half is interesting to watch. The five actresses, the ladies with Shah Rukh Khan, it will give you a little bit of the Chak De vibes between like a coach and the student. It suited the film itself. I think the first half had brilliant action as well. It was pure mass. It was the background music lit up everything. You're well invested in the first half. Vijay Setupathi doesn't seem as dangerous, but people know that there's something more going to come. There's something more going to come. So you're invested in that as well. Overall, in the first half, you're invested. It's interesting, it's engaging, it's cinematic. It's set up well for the second half. And just the scene before the interval, you are going to be blown away. In comes in the father, the older version of Shah Rukh Khan with a cigar in his mouth, proper old style, like rusty, masculine, proper riding bikes with his old mates. It has a good backstory of him as well. I'm not going to go over the whole story, but that's the backstory of it. First half, I think, was amazing. It was really interesting to watch and cinematically appealing. The action, the background, everything was like, yes, it's a blockbuster movie. The second half can get only better now. We can't wait, we can't wait. In comes the second half. It started off with the older Shah Rukh Khan's backstory when Nayanthara has been told story by the five girls about Deepika Padukone, and the older Shah Rukh Khan had a love story, and from that how Vijay Sethupathi and the older Shah Rukh Khan had a conflict, which is why this everything all began. So now, until then, it's great. You're thinking it's a continued build up to the plot. Now what's going to happen? Where is that blast in the story where you're just like blown away? And it never comes. It doesn't. So much hype built up, and all of a sudden the movie starts preachy. The conflict of the farmers and medical one was so brilliantly well made. They came up with something about the voting and the government. It became very preachy. I mean, there's a 5-minute monologue of Shah Rukh Khan himself talking to the camera, to the audience, basically breaking the fourth wall almost, saying about the importance of voting. For 5 minutes, he's preaching about the importance of voting. I saw people on their phones. They got so bored. There's no relation in that story. None, nothing. That preachiness was only saved by the cameo of Sanjay Dutt. I haven't seen anyone, the people whistling, hooting more for a small cameo rather than the main actor. I think Sanjay Dutt received even more appreciation in his introduction rather than Shah Rukh Khan did, even though Shah Rukh Khan's entry was the brilliantly shot and amazing entry that massy entry was. But Sanjay Dutt stole the limelight in terms of his entry, in my opinion. Sanjay Dutt, screen presence out of this world. He still got it. So the two songs, the Chalaya and Zinda Banda Hai, are in the first half. Fun to watch, nothing special. Second half has the Deepika song Fatara, I think, I can't remember the name, Farata. Then there's one mother song where Deepika is in jail. She's the mother, gives birth to the younger Shahrukh Khan, and blah blah. So basically, Deepika was supposed to be hung for her husband was termed as a traitor to the country, because what happened was, the backstory of old Shahrukh Khan is that he was a soldier, and suddenly on a mission the guns stopped working, the trigger. The guns got jammed, so many soldiers died. And then he puts an inquiry on where they got the supply of the weapons from. Turns out it was Vijay Setupathi. And Vijay Setupathi says that it's actually human error, but Shahrukh Khan argues that it's human error, but you supply defaulted guns, which is why my soldiers lost a life, so we're not going to deal with you anymore. We're not going to buy guns from you. This angers Vijay Setupathi, and he starts going on to take a revenge against him. He, in process, basically kills the old Shahrukh Khan, throws away from the plane, shoots him, but as you know, Shahrukh Khan, the older one, survived. Yes, you heard it right. He's thrown away from the plane and he survives. Logic. Then Deepika Padukone's story is that Deepika was asked either to sign the document and label that Shahrukh Khan was a traitor and he had loads of money and he would corruption was involved and blah blah. But Deepika was refusing to sign it, so she basically kills a few people. But the end, she still has to sign it, so she's termed as a traitor as well. She has to spend time in prison. She's got a punishment of death. But she turns out she's pregnant. And listen to this, how they find out she's pregnant. They check the pulse. She faints right before getting into the where you're supposed to hang the person. Right before she faints, the doctor comes and checks her pulse. She's pregnant. I want to ask the doctor, medical students, can you find out if someone's pregnant by listening to their heartbeat? Put them in the comment section down below. Then Deepika there's a law stated apparently that the kid has to be born, has to turn 5 years old. That's only when she can be hung then. So she has to stay. And that happens. There's one mother song. It's okay. She's in prison. The young Shahrukh Khan is born in prison. And then that's when you get to know that's why he was the jailer, like in charge of that jail where all the girls are. And then the story is Deepika is hung. The story is told to Nayanthara, then Nayanthara switches to this team, then blah blah. The story moves on with the more preachiness. That's a little bit about action and chasing, but you don't understand what they're trying to show. You are completely lost now after the backstory. It's just basically revenge. You don't know. Then you show old Shahrukh Khan doesn't have a memory of his whole life. And young Shahrukh Khan is there, and now because I'm lost to say, because there's nothing else in the movie after that. Right after the preachiness started, it just becomes dull. The flashback and the background story of Deepika and old Shahrukh Khan, I thought that would serve as something more, but it just doesn't. It shows it, but that's it. Okay, fair enough. And you start preaching about social issues. That moves on into the second half. Then what happened? Younger Shahrukh Khan is under capture of Vijay Setupathi. Older Shahrukh Khan is also under capture. They're in prison. They're trying to make a deal. Blah blah. It's a complete mess. And finally, Vijay Setupathi is hung as well as a revenge. And then they all start dancing. That's it. And the movie was in the second half. It just falls flat. And it feels so lengthy. You feel like you can easily cut off 30 minutes of the film or have some point in the story. There's nothing in the story. All the brilliance in the first half is ruined by the second half, in my opinion. So this was the first half and the second half of the film. Now my final thoughts. My final thoughts are, I knew from the trailer it was going to be boring. Why? Because I know Atlee's filmography. He is not a brilliant director. He's not made some fantastic movies. His last film that I watched was Big Hill, which was terrible. And seeing his other filmography were big hits, but nothing special in terms of story. Siddharth Anand was a separate director. I knew he could do something brilliant with the spy universe, and Aditya Chopra as well involved as the key behind Pathaan, the mastermind, which is why I had more confidence in that product rather than when I saw JAWAN's trailer. The villain was dull. Vijay Setupathi was handled poorly. He could have been so much more menacing. Sanjay Dutt could have had a larger role. He had a brilliant impact on screen. Deepika was just as a cameo, just for the publicity. There was nothing. You could have replaced it with someone else, or probably not even have that role. That could have saved easily a time of the film. And then you have My other thought was that the younger Shahrukh Khan looked terrible. The amount of VFX put on his face is clearly visible. He doesn't look good. The older Shahrukh Khan still looks sexy with that cigar and that like salt and pepper look. That's the Shahrukh Khan we want to see now. I enjoyed that Shahrukh Khan. That's the Shahrukh Khan at least I want to see more. That rusty, masculine, like, angry old man, the grumpiness, the revenge. Someone who's been termed as he's finished, but he still got it. That's basically what Shahrukh Khan's image was, and he used that in the film. But he shows him as a younger one. I didn't like that. The music, Anirudh ruined a brilliant chance to make a film with Shahrukh Khan, make music for Shahrukh Khan. He could have easily been the new Rahman sir, but he just ruined it. He ruined his opportunity. Rahman sir didn't even speak Hindi when he got the first film. I think Tal. It was after, I don't know if Bombay and Roja came after, but Tal was one major Hindi film he had to make. Purely Hindi songs. He couldn't speak Hindi then, but now Tal's music still, to this day, is cult. That's Rahman sir for you. Anirudh saying that he doesn't know Hindi, he's from the other part of India, blah blah. Doesn't matter. I think his music was just downright terrible. Zinda Banda was watchable on screen. Chalaya was watchable on screen, but you're not gonna listen to it after the movie's gone. Like within a week, you'll forget it. The music was terrible. The story was boring. A lot of it has been copied by old Setupathi Vijay films. Rajinikanth's Shivaji is pretty much stolen from the template is stolen from that movie. You have so many action massy scenes of story, if you've seen South Indian movies, you'll be like, yeah, we've seen all of that. When you see Jawan, it's like, there's nothing new. For the North audience, it could be something new, but there's literally nothing new. It's been done before with Atlee, with Rajni sir, with Setupathi Vijay's movies and all of that. It's dull. And in fact, this movie was it started off so well, so much promise, and then it just got ruined. And I was disappointed with the story, the music, the villain, the length of the movie. I was disappointed about how much unoriginal it was in terms of everything. The action, the style, the twists and turns, everything you see it coming up from like a mile away. Sure, even if it's predictable, like Pushpa was predictable, but it was so well made, people loved it. People can't wait for the sequel. It was still a purely South Indian movie, like a Telugu movie, but it had its own charm. It was something new still. It felt like a new product. This one was just dull. I think it's not as good as the hype. In fact, I had made a video when Shahrukh Khan's Zero had not worked at the box office and he took a break. I made a video that maybe Shahrukh Khan can try as an actor. I had told Shahrukh Khan is the kind of actor his real life image and his image on screen is pretty much, they go hand in hand for the audience. They like to see, when Shahrukh Khan was young, that romantic hero, that young boy, that charming, they saw him that as a real life as well. So people started connecting the real life and his image on screen as they grow older. But Shahrukh Khan trying to still be that young hero at this age, people couldn't accept it, which is why Zero bombed. Pathaan worked for many other reasons. I made a separate video on that. But Jawan a certain element that was, what he tried to show is his older self and the younger self. The younger self didn't work, but the older self worked in my opinion. That should have been the core of the movie, which is what I said Shahrukh Khan should do. His real life image of, especially the issues that were surrounding him, like his son, the police case, the criticism he had received that he's over or not, that he's down and dusted, but him trying to prove that he still got it. These little criticisms and his argument that was there among the fans in his real life image was basically shown on screen. That's what I said Shahrukh Khan should try to do, because Amitabh Bachchan sir did that. I made a separate video on that as well. How Angry Young Man became a very disciplined, tough teacher, Mahapate. That's when he got accepted as a second inning of the actor. So that's what I'm saying. These guys' real life images affect a lot of the kind of characters they do. So that worked for Shahrukh Khan as the older one, but overall the movie was very dull, very boring, as I had predicted from the trailer. Although I had said movie will be a big hit, Pathaan's hype. It's all Pathaan's hype, a little bit of a holiday season and weekend, and there's no other big films around as well. People know Salar got postponed, Pushpa 2 is coming out end of December, Animal got postponed. There's no other, Tiger 3's Diwali, so it's a long way away. So as you know, a lot of the commercial success is because of Pathan hype, the little bit of cameos, no big releases around, and weekend, the holiday season, and all of that. Financially, it's a hit, but in my opinion, the movie's so dull and boring. I do not recommend you watch it. It's okay. If you want to watch it, just watch it for the first half and then just shut it off and leave. Because second half will bore you. I've seen so many people who got off left early. They were on their phones. People were talking to each other. The second half was just ruined. It was so preachy. Barely story any made sense. First off, always seems like there's a story that's going to be built up, but there's never that build up. It just rises, like increases that temperature of that, oh my god, what's going to happen? And then it just cools off. There's no peak. Nothing. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think. Am I wrong or did I miss something? What do you guys think could have been better? What do you like? That about this movie JAWAN. That's it from today's video, guys. I hope you all liked it and enjoyed it and found it informative. And I'm waiting for new movies that I'll be making reviews on. Will be Salar, Pushpa 2, there's going to be a couple of Hollywood movies, Animal, Tiger 3. But overall, I think Bollywood still needs to learn a lot on what connects with the audience. At least the North Indian audience and the South Indian audience, they're separate style of films. This movie is too much, has a South Indian flavor for the North Indians. There's not anything refreshing or new for the South Indian audience. They've seen all these films before. The North might not have seen it, but it's a little tough for them to digest a complete out and out South Indian style movie made with a Bollywood actor. If this was a movie with like Prabhas or like Allu Arjun or Ram Charan or something, I think people would have been more receptive and accepted even more to it. At the moment, after the first shows and stuff, I don't see anyone praising the movie that much. Everyone's like, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. It's a little too South Indian for me. Some people are like, it's too South Indian for me, I can't watch it. The style of the filmmaking, I don't like it. I'm not trying to be racist, but it's the style of filmmaking, the way they shoot, the action, the music, the humor. So a lot of that. So in my opinion, a lot should have been thought out before this movie was made. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and smash that bell icon as hard as you can so you can get instantly notified whenever I upload a new video. Until then, keep watching movies. Thank you, cheers, take care, bye-bye.